Hello and welcome. My name is Swen, UCLA, ABA, NBA, leading rebounder, member of the 30-30 Club, and nominee for the Hall of Fame in 2016. I'm going to cover post play. And one of the questions I've been asked the most through the years is, how do I teach the post player to get open? We're going to cover that today. Hi. I want to introduce the two players that are here today working with us and helping us out. They've taken time out of their day in their schedule to be here. On my right is Ike Inibogo, headed for UCLA. On my left, Paris Lubin, headed for University of California, San Bernardino. Both great players, both great people with excellent grades, by the way. You can't score if you don't get open. How many times have we seen, especially at the high school level, a post player down here with a guy on his back reaching for the ball like this, and they don't pass the ball in? He makes a flash move in the key. No pass. What's going on? Do the guards not like him? Do they have a club? Don't pass the ball into the post club that they're a member of, a secret society that says, whatever you do, don't get the ball into the post. That can't be the case. There's got to be something that's different. There's got to be a reason for it. Are they really getting open? And you know, here's the thing. The post player thinks he's open. The passer thinks he's not open, or not open enough to get the ball in there. He's got to have a really good reason for throwing that ball inside. What reason would that be? Well, first of all, he's got to be able to score. Why throw the ball to a player here when he can't score? If you're getting scoring center down here, now you got a double team coming, you got somebody open. And you got some points scored inside. We're going to talk about getting open from different positions, okay? We're going to talk about getting open right here at the low post as the ball comes around, right here. To get open here, there's a certain way to do that. We're going to teach you the NBA methods, methods I use, methods Tim Duncan uses, and all the great centers to get the ball inside here at the low post, ball side. We're going to talk about getting open, going across the key. There's an art to that. And they're getting open, coming down the key. My favorite way, guaranteed that you're going to get the ball, if that guy wants to pass the ball. But first, let's look at this situation right here at the low post. Ike, come on in here. Okay. Now, the camera is positioned at the forward position, okay? But if we were to take, and if you're behind me like this, and if I were to post up like this is a conventional way that they teach a player to post up. Get your backside on him, right? And that'll seal him off. Well, it doesn't do the job. But if you were to have the camera back there, let's get over here like this. Get on me like this. So let's say that ball is right there. Paris, get over there with that basketball, okay? Okay, it looks like I'm open, right? It looks like I'm open. Does it look like I'm open, Ike? It does. Okay? From my position, I have to have this basketball. But let's move it back over here. Now you get behind me and get a little bit to the side, just a little bit to the side. Just a little bit like this. Am I open? It looks like I'm open to me. But from that position right there, there's a defender right here. This pass into the post is the only pass in the game where you're throwing at the receiver and the defender at the same time. And that's what we have to keep in mind as post players. We have to think like the forward. We have to see things from that perspective, which is a good advice for anything, right? Even outside these gym walls. See things from the other perspective. Then you'll see why they're not passing in. So let's talk about getting open here. We're going to talk about the sideways stance. Okay, EK, get right here. Now here's the way we're taught to post up generally. We taught to post up like this. Now, the problem is I can't see EK. EK, move to the side a little bit. I still can't see EK. And he's in a pretty good defensive position right now with his long arms. He's got a 7'4" wingspan to get that deflection right there. But to me, it looks like I'm open. I can't see him. If I can't see him, and if he's real smart against me, and if I do that, he won't even touch me. He won't even put a hand on me. Now I really don't know where he is. I'm going like this, and I'm not sure. And the more pressure he puts on me, the more confidence that passer has. But the more space he gets right here, the less confidence the passer has. Because he's a free defender that can get in there and steal the basketball. Let's look at the sideways stance. So EK, you're behind here like this, and now I'm like this. Does that look awkward? It might, but I'm telling you, it's a better position because I can feel EK with my elbow right here, with my forearm. I know where he is. EK, move up there. I can feel him here, and if he moves to the baseline side, I can feel him right here. I can move my feet. I don't even have to see him. That's one advantage. Because also, if you were to spin like this, you're losing sight of the basketball for a little bit at a time. Okay, but that's a minor thing. The major thing now is, I wish you could see it from the side, but if I'm here, posting up like the conventional method, with back to the defender, I can reach this far. But watch what happens, how closer I get to the camera. You see that? Just with a sideways stance, even stepping back a little bit, my hand is closer to the basketball, giving that passer more confidence. Of course, you have to catch the basketball every time. So when you catch the basketball, Paris, you're right there by the basket. Now throw me the basketball. Okay? You might have to come out here for a little bit. You might have to sacrifice some space depending on what this guy does. But this will allow you to get that basketball right there and keep him behind you. All right? All right. Here's a very important thing we want to talk about. Whenever we, Paris, get at the top right there with the basketball. We also teach our post players to just seal when the ball comes over. And yeah, at first you have to do that. You can't teach them everything. But very quickly, and almost at the very beginning of teaching post players how to get open, you have to teach the reverse. The reverse meaning this. Anything that would be a scoring threat right there. That will keep this guy honest. If all you do is post up, he's just going to keep pounding you. But if you're free like that, you're going to be a creative player who's going to keep this guy guessing and off balance. That's very important. I'm reminded of the last championship team that I was on at UCLA, 1973. We were playing against Memphis State in St. Louis, I believe it was, and Bill Walton had 44 points, 21 of 22 from the field or something like that, or 20 of 21 with a couple of free throws. I got in the game at the end, and I got 2 points. I wasn't supposed to score, but we were in the stall, the delay game. There was no clock at that time, and I saw an opening. I said, I'm going for it. I'm getting 2. The newspaper the next day in St. Louis, Nader and Walton combined for 46. In that game, Walton had so many of these reverses. They guarded him one-on-one. I think it was Larry Keenan that guarded him. And he got so many of these from Greg Lee, just up in the air, just right there. You know what that does to that defender? He's going to be back there. One little fake, he's going to be back there. Look, now you're getting open. Now you can get open. The reverse is very, very important in post play, the threat of the reverse. but also in team basketball. At UCLA, the first thing that Coach Wooden taught us when he taught the offense were the reverses. He wanted us to come down and look for pressure on certain players. Walton comes high, reverses Holyfield, right there. Forward comes high, reverses that guard if you can't go to the guard-to-guard pass. By teaching it first, you get that in their mind as the first option. And it has to be the first option for a player and a basketball team. The other team scores and you're bringing the ball down the court. If you don't think that they could put some immediate surprise pressure on you, then you're a step behind and you're in trouble. But if you're always thinking reverse, first. As we're coming down the floor and Ike's guarding me and he's on the high side like this, I'm like this. Now come back in here and get the basketball. Use the reverse. It'll open up everything else for you. Okay. We've got to talk about a juicy target. We mentioned that when you see this situation from the passer's point of view, it looks a lot different. And they actually want to throw the ball in there if they can get 2 points out of it. But they're not sure that if the ball gets there, that anything's going to happen, right? And they know if they throw the ball in here and get stolen, they're the ones going to sit on the bench next to the coach, not the post player. So the first thing is that sideways stance. That gives that guy confidence and allows you to jump to the ball. One thing I didn't mention is it's much easier to jump to the ball like this than that, okay? The second thing is a juicy target. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when in college, Louis Alcindor was his name back then. You know, his reach was higher than Ike's. And Ike's got me by 4 inches. And he's not as tall as I am. But Kareem would be like this, asking for the basketball, like this. Well, that's nice, right? Throw it up. Why put your hands down here? Why throw bounce passes to a guy that's 7 feet tall? What's he going to do? It's a slower pass. Get it to him right there. But there has to be a target that looks inviting. It has to be a suction cup. Something that looks like when that ball hits it, whoosh, it's going to be the black hole. It's coming in and it's staying in. And I'm going to do something with it. So this is the target. Now, this hand you can keep them off, but I recommend a one-hand target like this. 2 hands, and you can't feel them. 1 hand, and you're like this. And have those fingers spread and asking for the ball. Each finger is saying, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. You're leaning forward, and you might even say yourself to that forward, or whoever that is over there, ball, 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 and shake that hand like this. Okay, that's the juicy target. Juicy. So much you want to pass that ball in there. Okay, that's covering this situation right here. So let's put this in some semi-action. Ike, come on down here. Okay. You're right there with the ball, Paris. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. And this was taught to me by Don Nelson when he was my coach at Milwaukee Bucks. Always face your man until the ball gets there. You don't post up like this when the ball's at the high post. This guy can get around. Face him. Then when the ball gets there, you step into him like this, and you can slide, and then you present your target. Okay? Then you present your target like this. Okay, you can't try to get around me now. See that? Now, you see, when that ball gets there, if that's when you spin, you're going to get it. This guy will always stay over there if you're facing him. I've never seen a guy fronted when he's like this. He's like this. That's when there's no reason to front. So stay there as long as you can. And the key point is open up when the ball hits that guy's hand. That's when you're in the process of opening up, okay? Okay, now we're going to talk about how to get open going across the key. We're going to look at this from that angle. All right, getting open across the key. What I want is to be able to get the ball right in here somewhere and score with it, get in good position to score. Okay, so in order to do that, well, first of all, I have a disadvantage. The defense is between me and where I want to go. So I've got to set this guy up. And what do we use again? What's the most important thing, the first thing that we teach? Starts with an R. The reverse. The reverse is what will get you open. That's the first step, okay? What is that word? Reverse. EK? Reverse. 4.2 student? Yeah, he's a 4.2 student, so he'll never forget that now, okay? All right, so I want to get there. The first thing I do is I'm back here dancing like this. You never stand. You never stand over here and say, okay, let's see, the ball's over there, it's going to go over there, now it's my turn to go over there. You're always working on the weak side. You're always flashing here, always moving. Coach Wooden always said, the weak side is what makes the strong side go. So get busy on the weak side over here, keep your man busy. Suppose there's a driver, and he's watching you. He'll be a step late trying to block that shot, and then you get the pass right here for the layup. Always move, always cut, and always look for the reverse. Even if it's not there. Yeah. Right there, all right? Okay, so we're gonna take that. We're gonna move EK down here like this and see what he does. Now, you gotta, once in a while, you've got to cut baseline. You may not be open. And you may be too low to get the basketball. You may have to, if you catch it, you may have to throw it back out because you don't have a move from here. But he's got to know that you're going to go this way. That's the way he's going to move. He's got to know that there's a lob here, and he's got to know you can go this way. Once that's done, I'm going to put my right foot right here. Get that camera right on the feet. Right there. And I'm going to spin just like this. And notice how straight my back is. A lot of guys spin like this. Well, you're off balance, and there's space. Where you really seal a defender is not with the backside. It's with the upper back. Because if I can freeze your chest with my upper back, you're not going anywhere. You have to move your head in order to move. And what I'm doing, so come in here like this. There's that right there. And I'm right here, just like this. And if he pushes me, fine. If I make contact, fine. But I'm going right at the basketball. You don't have to make contact. If there's contact there, he's pushing you, great. If not, you're fine right here. You just have to get the basketball. You have to be open right here to get the basketball. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. EK, I want you to try that. Okay? There's the basketball. The Paris got the basketball on the wing right here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Now hold it. I'm still here, right? Yeah, if that ball's right up there on that side of the camera, you got a great shot right there. Because if I get around that ball's there, you got just a drop step for one of his layups. Okay, now hold it. Let's get the footwork right. On your spin, you want to be able to go as far as you can. So you step here. I like to step like right between his legs, a little bit on this side, and then just take this foot and move it as far as you can, straight at that target. Okay, let's do that now. Let's do it kind of. That's it. Now don't grab me. Don't do this. Okay, you're in the habit of doing that. Don't do that. Because there's a guy in a striped shirt right over here. I'm going to call that, okay? Well, good job. All right. Now we're going to look at getting open, coming down the lane. Okay, we're going to look at it from a different angle again. The last way to get open that I want to show you today is going down the lane. And like I said before, this is my favorite. This is so easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. There's a defender bringing the ball down the floor. The ball's on the wing, maybe coming to the top. Wherever it is, I'm going to open up that way. We use the same kind of move that we used inside, going across the key, which is the spin move. Spin move is the way to go. Spin move is how you get open. Freezes the defender, and you get in front of him very quickly. So I'm coming in here like this, and he's waiting for me, right? And let's say the ball is over there, then I spin here, just like that. Let me mention the timing again. You want to spin when the ball is getting to that spot. Now, if it's already there and it's been there, you can do it. But the best way to do it, the best thing, is when that ball gets there, you get it right there. Because that defender is thinking the ball's over here, and he's out of position. Okay, it's boom, boom, inside. So you're coming down the lane, and again, you step your foot right there, if you want to go this way, right? And then upper back, two-hand target, like that. And the other way, like this. EK, you try that now. And really hit me hard when you come in. There you go. There you go. I like it with the hands right. And you notice how he's keeping his hands right here? Okay. Coach Wooden would have loved this guy. Because we were taught to play with our hands right there all the time. Okay. Do that again. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And see, I move this way. That defender's going to move one way or the other when you come in here. You know, if he moves that, he's going to move where the ball is. So if the ball's over there, he's going to move that way. And that's when you come in here like this, okay? You can do a little wrestling with the hands, but not too much. Again, that spin. How do you do a spin? You just got to work at it. But the spin starts with the shoulder turn. The shoulder turn, and then the hips follow. If you try to do it with the hips first, it's not going to be, you're not going to get that torque. This and then right there. So it's a spin. It's like a golf thing. Like that. Let's not talk about golf. And now we're going to talk about scoring. Scoring at the low post once you get the ball. Not the whole thing, just because that's another section altogether as far as how to actually have two moves and the hook shot and the drop step and all that stuff. We're going to talk about that quick shot once you get the ball in these situations. Okay? So I recommend a drop step or a little baby hook. We call it a baby hook. I don't know when that got in. Magic Johnson was shooting a baby hook because it definitely wasn't a sky hook. But it's the little running hook. Let me see that ball right there. It's that one right there. Okay? All right. So once I get, let's say that that I'm coming across the key over here, right? So the ball's over there, Harris. Okay, so I'm using that fake, that right, coming right here. Then if he's over there, then I go left. If he's over here, I go right. The other thing to do would be to catch it, and if you can catch it with a drop step like this, then that's, or a jump hook. But I like to, if you get the ball right here like this, I like to come in here like this. You see him backing off like this? Then you got a little jump shot. Okay? Those are just three basic moves. But they have to be quick. You can't be dribbling the ball inside the key. Catch and score, catch and score. Running hook, drop step, little turnaround jumper. Quick. Let's talk about the key points for this particular part of for this video. Key points. Use the reverse. The reverse will open everything else for you. The sideways stance. Better target, better vision, you can see your man. A juicy target. So that guy has to pass the ball in there. Spin moves work on the down, when you're coming down the lane and going across the key. And a quick score once you get the basketball. I want to thank you for watching this video. And I hope that you learned some things about post play. These things that I've taught you today, if you apply them, they'll work at any level. Now, they work at the highest level, the NBA. That's why I gave them to you. But they'll also work down there at the lower levels and all the way up. Little details, the little things. Pay attention to the details that we talked about. I want to thank Ike and Ibogo and Paris Lubin, the players who helped me here. Tom Lubin, who's here, who started it all for me. He's the one who got me started in basketball at Cypress College and taught me the hook shot and a lot of other things about not just basketball, but life and how to be a great grandpa, actually. We also want to thank Centennial High School for opening up their beautiful facility for us today. Good luck in everything that you do, especially coaching. Apply what you've learned, and have a great season.